Hey everybody, this is Josh Sud, aka AskJoshy on YouTube.com, and today I'll be commentating a 1v1 between Louder, the red Zerg, and Storr, the blue Protoss. Louder you may recognize from Team EG or Evil Geniuses, and Storr you may recognize as someone who plays with Orb a lot, and I've done a couple of commentaries for Orb in the past. Storr and Orb currently have a #1 Platinum 2v2 arranged team, and Louder of course is a very, very good player as well. And it looks like they're having a little conversation about Louder playing Zerg. He says, Zerg are OP, so if you can't beat them, join them. So Louder is going to start off just by producing a bunch of drones. Storr is going to start with his pylon and scouting probe right away. I have not seen this game yet. I do not know who wins. This replay was sent to me by Storr over at Team Liquid, so hoping for a good match. I know both of the players are really good, so hoping to have some exciting action going on here. It is a 16.5-minute game, so it looks like it's not just going to be, one and done type of push. Looks like Louder is choosing just to build drones at this point, getting his econ jump started. He has not built a spawning pool yet and has instead built a second overlord. He is sending that first overlord over to Storr's base just to see what's up. Storr has walked around Louder's base a bit and seen that he has not started a spawning pool yet, and it looks like Louder is instead going for an early second hatchery, a fast expand, over at his natural expansion. Storr sees this, obviously. I can take his view, yep, he does see it, and he drops a pylon down right next to it just to be clever or safe, I suppose. A spawning pool is now going down for Louder, though. Back at his base, Storr has a gateway and a forge coming in, so this will allow him to build cannons all around this pylon if he so chooses. His probe is still alive, so he's probably gonna, yeah, he does have the minerals to start a cannon, so I would not be surprised to see that. Actually, he's sending even more probes. Louder is gonna see this not only with his overlord, but with his scouting drone as well. We got a couple of cannons coming in for Storr, and Louder here says, really? Really? You're sending 4 probes over to my base and building cannons right outside my natural expansion? Louder sends almost all of his mineral gathering drones over to try and stop this threat early, but with these 4 probes in the way, that's going to prove difficult, futile, as he does actually cancel this natural expansion hatchery, and his drone almost bit it there and lives with 1 health. But 2 cannons now built. We got 4 probes here for Storr. Interested to see what is going to happen with that. It looks like a second hatchery now is going down at Louder's main instead. He does have a couple of Zerglings up now. He's got 6 Zerglings ready to go. He's already started collecting gas as well, that I should note. And it looks like Storr back at his base is dropping a Cybernetics core and a gas as well. He does have a Zealot all the way up to Louder's base to help support these cannons and keep these Zerglings away from the 1 pylon. I don't see a probe anymore. I'm not sure what happened to it. Must have been killed by the Zerglings. Sorry. As I said, I haven't seen this match yet, so if I miss a couple of little things, you gotta bear with me. It looks like these Zerglings are, a couple of them are going to be killed by these cannons. 3 kills for this one, 1 for this one. He's sending another probe up now to support this little outpost he's got here. The Zerglings are going to run pretty much unblocked. They're going to be free to run around in Storr's base. Oh, there's a Zealot waiting for the harass. He knew they were on the way because of the cannons earlier, so looks like he did send that probe, or another probe, down to the high-yield mineral patch, and the high-yield minerals, of course, return 7 per trip per probe instead of the usual 5. The Zealot is going to be able to hold off these Zerglings, and, or maybe the probes actually surrounded him, sorry, yeah, it looks like a couple of probes took damage there, but the Zerglings are now out of Storr's base. He has a couple of probes building objects around this 1 pylon. I would like to see a second pylon come up here just to be more supportive for these cannons, because if that pylon goes down, these cannons are going to be rendered useless. It looks like a Roach Warren is now up for Louder, and he does have several on the way. Looks like he has 6 eggs just for roaches coming in. He's got 1 queen trying to support 2 hatcheries with this spawn larva ability, but of course it's not going to be able to support both because it just doesn't have the energy. But the first few roaches first popping out now for Louder. Looks like 1 Zealot is going to run in and have a look around. He is going to change his mind when he sees the mini roaches. A couple more cannons down For Storr, again, I would like to see another pylon here, because if these roaches focus fire this pylon and get it out of the way, his cannons are going to be useless and pretty much halt Storr in his tracks. But these roaches are no match for the 3 cannons that are already here. This one's getting damaged a bit, but is not even going to be killed, so 3 or 4 roaches lost there for Louder in that attempt. This Nexus is now finished for Storr, but it's just not doing anything yet. He's a bit more preoccupied with what's going on up here. Oh, and of course, as I say that, he starts building probes there. Looks like we also have a robotics facility down now for Storr and a couple more gateways coming up. He's building an observer, and it looks like a lair is now being morphed for Louder. He is using the spawn larva ability as soon as he can. And it looks like we've got some chatter going on between the players. Good to see you're serious about getting good at the game, says Louder, and Storr replies, glad to see you're risking 12 hatch. Louder claims it's not really a risk to go 12 hatch. I've only played Zerg twice, so I don't scout properly. That's a good excuse, I guess. But I actually like Storr's play. He saw the fast expansion, he saw that there was no spawning pool down, and a good reaction is, early aggression. I actually do really like the cannon play here. And I am going to pause right now just to be able to go to part 2.